Podcast. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Shauna.
And tonight's episode, we're going to talk about what we have experienced, what we've gone through so far as like the protest, the movement that's going on, and the unfortunate death, or should I say murder, of George Floyd.
Well, let's acknowledge that we haven't been really posting because it's been a lot of stuff just going on hitting with us with the coronavirus, with the murder, like Daryl said, the murder of George Floyd and many others. It's just kind of been a lot on us, and it's just kind of like we are already. Well, I am much of an introvert, so when it's things like this, it's very hard to like just be able to share and be a happy face for everyone to see. So, but continuing talking about George Floyd and what we've been doing in Arlington and Dallas, as far as like we've been protesting.
Yeah.
We went to our first protest. It was in Dallas. Where exactly?
It was at the police station off Lamar Street.
Yeah.
It's like the big police station for Dallas. It started out pretty peaceful. They had some people speak. You can pretty much tell that whoever organized it was working in cahoots with the police. Not that that's a bad thing, but it's just that by the time the peaceful protest ended and it was time for us to march, we pretty much like started marching. And what I mean by them working with the police is that everywhere we turned on a street, the police already had that street blocked off. It's like basically the police were ahead of us.
Right.
Yeah, they were ahead of us. So for the most part, it started out really nice. You know, we marched, we said our piece, and we kneeled, prayed, everything. And it just got kind of crazy towards the end. I don't know what happened, but I guess somebody did something where the police like opened fire on us, shot tear gas and things, and then the crowd just burst and spread it. And I originally had told Shauna and my friends that if something goes off, we're out. We're going to be out of there because I just can't protect and see everyone. I can't get to everyone that quick. And yeah, we just need to get out of there.
Right.
But, we're going to show a video of that later, but we have more to talk about.
But yeah, so I think where the protest and the march went south was when people that were not part of the movement, that were not actually trying to protest and be heard about the change and the injustice that was needs to be done and the changes that need to be done. I think they were just out there because it's like, hell, I've been locked up in the house and I just want to start some shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think that's what really was a lot of, some people's agenda. I don't think that they wanted to have a peaceful protest. Like you said, majority of it was very peaceful until we got up on the hill and they let out tear gas and people were running. And it got so crazy that one of our friends told us that they saw a parent throw I think she was like a pretty, probably 5, but still throw their 5-year-old in a bush because people were running, so many people were running at you so fast. So they could, to save your child, you threw them in the bush.
Yeah, that's wild.
And told them to stay there. That's how crazy it got. It was peaceful to craziness. So, yeah, that was our first experience with this situation in Dallas. Coronavirus.
I'm joking.
Corona is still out there. Even though all our attention is on, Black Lives Matters and... Are you okay?
I'm joking, but I'm good.
Black Lives Matters and, the injustice and, needing laws to change, we still have coronavirus. So the fact that we're out here protesting and marching just shows you how serious of a situation this is. That there is a deadly virus out there and people don't care. All over the world, people are like, you know what? Nope.
I want to get on just the mindset and the I know for us being together, you have been dealing with a lot emotionally, as well as physically. It's just where your mind is, and I'm pretty sure there's more people out there right now that are thinking like you. If you just want to tell them pretty much what's going through your mind.
I think we kind of touch on that. I think that the reason why I'm taking it so hard is because yes, I've had to deal with this many times before, but I think it's at a time that I have a black son, so I'm seeing that, and then also being in a relationship with a black man that is tall, big, but he is one of the kindest people in the world, and I just know that once he goes out in that world, I have no control over that. Even though I have no control over a lot of shit, but I have no control over that.
I'm not that kind.
And
I'll mess you up.
anyways, so I have no control over that. So it's like, I don't know if Daryl's like, and he likes to put his earphones in, and like, so I don't know. Like, I don't know. You could be at the gas station. You could be just walking. You could be doing so many things, and you're another story. You're another hashtag. Or my son could be out there, because he a dark-skinned little boy. Like, he dark. And I think this one just hits a little closer to home. So that's why this one means so much to me. Because I see my boyfriend in George Floyd's. I see him in Ahmaud. I see him. I see myself in Brianna. Like, I see myself. I see just my whole family in every face that's been murdered by police officers because they were just doing their everyday thing. And we are a black family, and we do our everyday thing, and I just couldn't imagine just waking up that day, and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna go to the store, and the next thing I know, we saying justice for that person. And it's just like, I'm just tired. I'm tired of explaining stuff. I'm tired of marching. I'm tired, and not saying that I'm giving up, but it's just, I'm just tired of doing this. I want to change. I don't want my son to be like, well, I had to march for this. No, I did it for you to not march. You know?
Yeah.
I did it for you to succeed. I did it for you to walk into that office and I'd be like, oh, the odds are against you because I'm a black man. I did it because I don't want you to deal with what I had to deal with. And now I've realized it.
Yeah, I just know that you've been going through it a lot lately. So I just want to really give you like the platform to just like talk about everything.
And not to interrupt, I'm so sorry. But anyone that knows me personally knows that I am adopted to two white older people. And that's another struggle of growing up in a household with two wonderful parents. Not even just hit on race. Two wonderful parents that taught me to be kind, to succeed, to believe in yourself. It wasn't even anything with race. They did what they could. But to also just look at people that are the same as them and hear such hateful words. And also people that were in my family that I grew up with. And it's hard for me to still hold those people accountable, but then not like to be on the attack mode. And that's where I'm trying to like balance my mind. Of like not to be on attack and be like, but because they're only human. They're only human. Their actions have showed me that they're not like that. But at this time, I need to hear you say it. I need to see you do something for my people. It's more than just me. And I think that's where I'm struggling at mentally. And me and my parents have had very open dialogue about all these situations. But it just comes to a point that sometimes it's just too much to talk about. Too much to educate you about. Go read a book. Educate yourself. And then come back and talk to me about what you have read. Then we can have a conversation.
You think we're just too far gone? I mean, not that I disagree with you. Or you think at this point of all the current situation, everything that is happening, you think now we've gone too far to just stop asking us questions because we've been trying to tell y'all?
No, I think that maybe I am, but I think personally as an African American like group, I think that there are a lot of people that are still willing to educate you. And I don't put them down. I don't see them as weak. I don't see them as, I see that is what you need to do as part of this civil rights movement. Number 2, that's what you feel like you need to do to bring your black culture forward. So that's okay. That's perfectly fine. But me as a human being right now, I don't want to educate you. That's my choice. But as a black hole, I cannot speak for that person. If that's what they want to do, great. Because that's doing something also. You have the patience for it. I just don't. That's all I'm saying, personally.
Well, shit. But yeah, I agree. But I also, you know how I am. I am willing to educate. But I just probably trying to talk about this. I was at work the other day, and we had a customer come in, and I just helped her out, whatever. By the time I'm done with the customer, she goes, and there are two of my other coworkers, two black guys. They're joking, kikiing, just having, chilling. And she walks over to them, and she goes, "You mind if I ask you guys a question?" And me across the room, I already I know where this is going, so I'm like, let me go get in on this. She goes, "What is white privilege?" And I mean, technically we're at work, so everybody's like, it's like a touchy subject. I don't even know if I want to get in on that or whatever. So me being me, obviously I'm finna talk. I'm gonna tell you what it is or whatever. The scary thing is that there are a lot more people out there like her who just don't know. And us as people and them need to realize that there is a difference between white privilege and racism.
Right.
There are two separate things. I don't think this woman was racist. I think she's just oblivious of what's going on. She was racist. She hated my skin because she probably didn't want to deal with me. And who's to say? She probably still talks like mad shit about me behind closed doors, but she just ain't in my face with it. But when I tell y'all, this white woman hit everything on the head of being clueless white woman. She says that because I have a son who's in high school. He has a ton of black friends. Ding. That's the first white thing. She goes, and us as a family, we don't see color. Ding. Like, she's hitting them all. She's hitting them all. So, pretty much what I just told her, I had my own experience with the police of just being judged. And like Shauna said, if you know me, I don't do everything. I'm very confident of my record because I don't have one. So it's like, pull me over, run everything you got or whatever. You ain't gonna find nothing on me because I don't do nothing. But I have still been harassed by the police. So I tell her those scenarios, and the other white woman thing, which goes into the third, she goes, "But you can't think all police are like that." Ma'am, the fact that you are thinking like that shows your white privilege.
Right.
Because in my mindset, I have to carry myself a certain type of way, and you can go through life willy-nilly, and it's just paid for you. You have it a lot easier. I'm not saying every white person's life is just peaches and cream, but it ain't a nigga's. It's not. Let's just be honest. But yeah, so people who are willing to educate, those clueless white people, and I don't want to sound mean or rude, by all means, if they're willing to have a conversation with you.
Non-black people, because I know other cultures don't all fully understand black people either. So it's not just white people; it's other cultures too. If they have a question, a person that's not from the black culture,
right? Then that just better grows our army of us educating other minorities. But the only reason why I keep talking about white people is because most of the black men and black women who have been killed by the police have been by white men.
Right.
And black people and white people make up most of America. So if there's any allies who are in those rooms, in those fields, it needs to be, white people need to understand our culture or understand where we're coming from. Our voices need to be heard. So we need, if you are willing, I'm not saying everyone has to do this, because what Shauna is saying, her frustration and everything, I definitely agree and understand. But we definitely need to have those conversations as well. It doesn't have to be from her. It can be from me. If your partner is not feeling that, it doesn't have to be from them. It can be from you. friends, mother, whatever. We have to realize that upon our culture, we have very upset, angry people. And then we also have people that are just like, I see what's going on. Let me use my voice to talk about it. Then you have like the people who are just rah, I'm done talking. But the number one goal is to make some type of change. We need to see an end goal of all of this.
Right.
So, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. So, this has been another episode of the Nappy Podcast. What we're going to do right now is spin it over so you guys can see our little footage of what we've been doing. But, peace.
All right.
Black and brown people are incarcerated at astronomically higher rate, but we know that they are not using drugs at any higher rate. So there's a
'Fuck the racist police!